Hello and welcome to this new episode of Open Book Entrepreneur. Today we have Clestine here with us. She's a purpose coach and she's helping these ladies actually start and build their coaching program. So, Clestine, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hello, everyone. I'm Clestine Herbert, but known as a purpose coach. I've been in business since 2001, and I think I have the best job in the world because I get to help women, faith-based women, to identify their genius. What is their genius in the world? There's so many people out there that feel like, they're looking at other people and think, oh, that person's so great and not realizing that we were all born with something great, a greatness and a genius within us. And so I help women to unpack that and then identify who they're called to serve. And then I help them to build a business around that, a coaching practice around that. So it's just a joy to see them growing and expanding and just entering the world of entrepreneurship. So I've been doing this for, like I said, 20 plus years. My first love is speaking. So I am an international speaker. I have two books. One is called The Nuggets of Knowledge to Get Unstuck, Nuggets with a K. And the other one is called The Art of Convincing Yourself, because I think most people, one of the reasons why they don't do well in business or they don't go to the next level in business is because they're not able to convince themselves. And if you can't convince yourself, it's very hard to convince somebody else.
Totally, yeah, I agree 100%. And then, yeah, once we sort of convince ourselves, then it becomes much easier in terms of the energy, in terms of presenting the message, in terms of doing what we love, and getting surrounding with people that can actually support us, and we can support them. So,
Right.
anyway, Clestine, so what actually inspires you about your business?
What inspires me is being able to help someone who didn't know their place in the world, who didn't see how amazing they are, to help turn that light on, right? In their heart and mind that I am amazing. I do have something great to offer to the world, and just helping them to get to that place. Because some people might even discover that, but then it's like, well, how do I get there? Or they have that fear and doubts, to kind of move forward. So I kind of help to give them that courage and support that they need to do that. And so for me, I just think I have the best job in the world, and I personally, my story, when I started as an engineer, and I was in engineering for 8 years, and 2 years into it, I realized I really was not an engineer, and I was really good at math and science, which is why I went into engineering because I was good at math and science. But what I learned is being good at something is not enough. You've got to be good and passionate about that thing. And for me, I was only good at math and science. I did not have the other side of the coin, which is the passion. And so I struggled in that career for years. It drained me because I didn't have the passion for it. And I'm just so grateful that I got laid off on my birthday. 117 people. There were four layoff dates, and I was the only one laid off on October the 27th, which is my birthday. But it was like God was saying, Happy birthday, I got a better gift for you. And that's when I was launched into, he started to reveal who I really was and launched in it. And so because I had the experience of being in a place where I just I didn't have joy or peace about, I don't want anyone to be in a job where it's just getting money, it's just to pay the bills. Um, as human beings, we're so gifted and we have so much to offer the world. So why not be able to work in your gifting, enjoy what you're doing, and get paid for it, right? So that's what I feel like my job is.
Yeah, yeah, excellent. And what are the typical sort of transformations people are going through when they're working with you?
I had a woman that had deep fears. Every aspect of her life, she was, afraid of stepping out and doing things. And she had a job and, she did her job well, but then she didn't go anywhere else. She would go to work and come home. And so I had spoken at a women's conference, and I live in Florida, and this was in Alabama, and she was one of in the audience, and so she scheduled a consultation with me, and she ended up becoming my client, and I worked a lot on her fears and her mindset, and I could see little by little the layers peeling off. And eventually it was just like this new woman came forth, and she discovered she had a gift in filmmaking. So she started doing that. And she started traveling the world where before she just kind of went to work, went home, went to church, went home. That was it. She started traveling the world. She had some philanthropic ventures that she went into. It's like her whole life changed. And so for me, that is one of the most exciting and enjoyable experiences that I have, because I find joy when they finally see who they are. That gives me joy. And so that was a really exciting client that I got to work with.
Great, yeah, and obviously you mentioned that you wrote those two books. So can you tell us a little bit more about them?
So I have a book called, my first book was Nuggets of Knowledge to Get Unstuck. I wrote that book in 2006. That book is really helping you to just take a look at wisdom and your thoughts, and helping you to unpack wisdom in your life and help you to get unstuck in areas of your life. And it's a very simple book. So the chapters are no more than 1 or 2 pages. And then there's like a declaration that you can read. And then at the end of it, there's a questionnaire for you to like a coaching questionnaire for you to really answer questions to go deep and wide. And I tell you, everybody that's ever read that book said that it really helped them go to another level. And then my second book was 10 years later in 2016, and that's called The Art of Convincing Yourself. And basically, we all have to learn how to convince ourselves to do things that we don't want to do, especially in entrepreneurship. You're going to be doing things that you might be feel challenged about or afraid to do. And so we have to learn how to, charge ourselves up in the morning and get going and do the things that maybe we don't feel like doing. You might feel like, oh, I just want to stay in my bed, right? Especially if you're an entrepreneur. But, with a job, you have to be there at a certain time. As an entrepreneur, you don't have a boss that's, on you all the time. So you have to be your own boss. So the art of convincing yourself is really about learning how to do that. And we're in 2026, and I have another book that
Yeah, I
I'm
was
trying to
gonna
release.
say because you do it every 10 years.
I know, right? So it's called Sold, Souled.
Mhm.
And it's basically going to be talking about just how to get deep in your soul and up level those things that are holding you back so that you can excel at sales and marketing in your business and just be a successful entrepreneur.
Great. Yeah, I think that's fantastic because as you were talking about the books, I was just preparing for the next question. When is the next one coming? So, because it's 10
Right.
years since the last one, but you answered
I
that as
know,
well.
right? And I didn't
Excellent.
plan it that way, but I realized this year, oh, this is 10 years from the other one. So I
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
get going on
So
that.
we know what's going to happen in 2036.
Right,
Okay.
exactly.
Excellent. So if people want to actually find out more about you, connect to you, or maybe, like find out more about your books, how they can do that?
So they can go to my website, Clestine.com. If you go to Celestine.com, you will not find me, but I'm thinking of actually trying to purchase that as well. I'm pointing to my website because a lot of people call me Celestine, but it's Clestine, Clestine.com, and you can find out more about me there and purchase my books as well.
Great. Definitely, anyone watching us can actually check out the description of this episode, and you'll find the links there as well. So, also, if you have any questions for Clestine or me, you can ask them in the comments. We'll be more than happy to answer them. And Clestine, thank you so much for being a guest today.
Thank
Thank you all
you.
for watching and listening to this episode. Yeah, Clestine, thanks a lot, and see you soon.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Same here.